Hello everyone, I am Wei. If you happen to meet someone who looks exactly like you, will you feel scared at the moment or will you be amazed instead? Is this my twin brother who has been separated for many years? Doppelganger has always been a very popular topic in anime, fictions, movies or even TV shows. It is also a common phenomenon to find many sock puppets on the same platform online. As for what purposes they are doing it for, we are not going to discuss that for now. But if anyone uses a secondary account to subscribe to my channel, well, thank you so much for your support. Without further ado, let us get back to our topic. The word doppelganger was first appeared in Siebenke's A German romantic novel was written by Jean-Paul in 1796. At first, it originally refers to another version of yourself that exists in the form of a ghost in the same world, which is a kind of supernatural phenomenon. It was then introduced into occultism. When encountering your own doppelganger, it is usually regarded as unfortunate or bad luck, or a sign of death. There are many incidents involving doppelganger in historical records. I will share with you some famous stories here. If you are a timid kind of person, please fast forward for a more relaxed topic. In 1796, when Catherine the Great was resting in her room one night, a servant suddenly ran into the Queen's room in panic. Without waiting for Catherine the Great to say anything, the servant quickly explained that she and several other servants saw that Catherine the Great had just entered the palace. But they were sure that the Queen did not leave the room. Feeling something was wrong, they came to report immediately. After listening to her servants, Catherine the Great immediately left for the palace. The moment the door of the palace was opened, a woman who looked exactly the same as the Queen was sitting on the throne. With a cold and serious face, Catherine the Great gave an order to the soldiers to shoot the fake Queen. When the bullet hit the throne, the fake Queen was immediately turned into smoke and then disappeared. Soon after, Catherine the Great died of cerebrovascular disease. Guy de Maupassant, a French writer, might be the person who had the most contact with his doppelganger throughout history. He has written more than 300 short stories in his lifetime. One of his stories, La Horla, told about a man that was possessed by evil spirits and eventually went insane. Guy also claimed to be in contact with his own doppelganger quite often. The stories he wrote was said to be written with the help of his doppelganger. After writing La Horla in 1887, Guy slowly began to go insane, just like the story plot of his novel. In 1892, he committed suicide but failed and was sent to a mental hospital afterwards. In the second year, he became ill and ended his life. However, all of these were the past. The current definition of doppelganger has nothing to do with ghosts, but instead it refers to someone who looks exactly like you existing in this world at the same time. You might wonder, does this person really exist? Is there really someone in the world who looks the same as ourselves? Just a few years ago, 3 Irish college students launched a Help Us Find Our Twin Strangers plan on the internet.
And we're trying to find our twin strangers from anywhere in the world.
Within just a week, it received huge responses from netizens. There was a girl named Neve who found her first doppelganger not long after. Why is it called the first? Well, after some time she found her second and third doppelganger too. 2 out of her 3 doppelganger came from different cities in Ireland, while the third one was Italian. You may wonder, is it possible that they are actually quadruplets who have been separated since childhood? The 2 from Ireland went through a DNA identification test. However, the results showed that they are not related whatsoever. Even their distant ancestors are from Southwest Asia and Mesopotamia respectively. This proves that they are indeed strangers who look very much like. Although they look like quadruplets, but if you look closely at their facial features, you will find out that there are still some differences between one another. However, these irrelevant 4 girls have extremely similar appearances. It is really quite rare. But think about it, have you ever met 2 classmates or friends who look a lot like you? And yet they do not know each other? With this thought, you might find out that there are actually many ordinary people who look like celebrities. For example, Obama and this Indonesian man, Leonardo and this Swedish handsome guy, Na Ying and Karina Lau, Melanie Trump and Orochimaru, and many more. Let us forget about the last one, shall we? We all have a standard while identifying if two individuals look alike. In fact, most of us will ignore the details of the face while looking at others. We often focus on the relative position of one's facial features. For example, when distinguishing two portraits. If the positions of two persons' facial features are similar, no matter what their skin colors are, or if there is a mole on their face, we will still think that they look alike, just that the skin color is different. On the contrary, when there are slight differences in the positions of two persons' facial features, we will think that they look completely different. In addition, Australian biologist Tegan Lucas and her team did a study on 4,000 different faces found in the Anthropometric Surveys database in the United States. The study states that the probability that the 8 facial features of two faces are to be exactly the same is less than 1 trillion. In other words, there may be someone in the world who look very much like you. But this probability is very, very, very small. It also shows that more than 8 facial features should match each other, if you are to be exactly the same as someone. Thus, from Tegan Lucas's point of view, a person who looks exactly like you is almost impossible to exist. Of course, this does not take into account the existence of parallel universe or time and space traveling. Unless there are instances such as those we discussed previously. If we only rely on the position of one's facial features to identify the similarities, there are indeed many people who look a lot like you. Not to mention those who have common faces. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Also, please give me a like and share this video with your family and friends. Thank you, and see you in the next video.